Hello everybody, Matt Goddard here, former professional boxer, now fully qualified PT and boxing coach. So this is just my review, post-fight analysis of the Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia boxing match on the weekend. Welterweight, world title on the line. Mikey Garcia moving up a couple of weights. Spence at his supposedly prime weight. Well, what can I say? First off, Errol Spence Jr. boxed incredibly well. He was efficient. He threw lots of punches. He jabbed beautifully. He worked to the body well, and none of that was unexpected. He's a very talented fighter. He carries a lot of power, and he obviously prepared well for a fight that a lot of people thought he wouldn't take too seriously. With the size difference, people expected him to walk forward, to try and use his size advantage and his weight advantage to essentially lean on Garcia and just beat him up. And actually what he did was he displayed his incredible boxing abilities. And this is something that really stresses me out about when people say you box a bigger fighter and the bigger fighter uses the advantage of their weight by walking forward and by applying pressure, and that's what tires you out. But something people forget is that actually when a bigger fighter is landing shots against someone, especially the jab, there's a lot more weight behind that jab. So actually you can be just as effective as the bigger fighter on the back foot and do just as much damage, because every single one of them punches that you land, provided that you're accurate and you've got a sensible work rate, as Spence did. He threw over 1,000 punches in the fight, which is incredible for a welterweight in this day and age. I mean, these guys 800 tops for most of them, but he maxed out over 1,000 and he did it comfortably. He was fit, he used his jab well, and the weight advantage then has more impact because every punch he's landing carries that weight. He's not forcing his way forward and he's not tiring himself out by trying to push Garcia around. For me, I was disappointed in Garcia, but I think people are being misled by the loss. They think that in fact he lost because it was a payday for him. I'm absolutely certain it was a payday for him, and he's very pleased about the money, but you're not a four-weight world champion who gives up a fight purely because you need a bit of extra money. In my opinion, him and his camp believed wholeheartedly that he was going to win that fight. They thought he had the ability to nullify Spence's technique. They were wrong. And it's not a case of size being the only factor. Actually, I think Spence moved laterally, which made it more difficult for Garcia. Most of Garcia's opponents haven't moved laterally very well. Spence moved laterally incredibly well, and he used his jab to hold range and pick big shots non-stop throughout the whole fight. What Garcia did do was demonstrate incredible heart to get through the 12 rounds. Plenty of fighters would have given up in that situation. He knew he was losing the rounds. He was raising his hands at the end of the rounds purely just to say, look, I'm getting through this. I'm still here. He ain't stopping me. In my opinion, that's what he was doing. They knew he wasn't winning. I think Spence boxed incredibly well to his game plan. They knew that if he used the jab to start off, Garcia would be weak to that. Anyone who tries to walk in on Garcia ends up catching shots. He's a very effective counterpuncher and he holds distance really well. Spence used his range to nullify that ability. Also, I think back to what I was saying about the weight advantage, that as a big puncher, Spence doesn't need to try to punch hard. He can just keep landing and eventually he's going to have effect. Garcia just has an incredibly good chin. You can't deny it. The guy has got granite jaw. He took some massive shots and he took them fine. He took some big body shots, so you can't even question his conditioning. When you see him pre-fight, he's a bit loose, a bit flabby. I don't think the weight suits him. In my opinion, the best thing that he could have done was to move up to 140 and take some fights there. There would have been some incredible fights. Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, Baranchik, all the guys that are in that World Boxing Super Series now, they all would have been great fights for him. Morris Hooker, that he would have been if more effective at that weight if he made welterweight quite comfortably, which he did, and his power still probably would have carried better at light welter than it did at the welter limit. I think especially considering Spence probably came down from 170, 180 pounds, and he was lean, he was mean, and he didn't put a huge amount of weight on him between weigh day and fight night, because I think they knew he needed to stay lean and not rely on size to win, because he has the boxing ability. So there you go, guys. I think I'm not disappointed in Garcia's effort. I'm disappointed in Garcia's decision to take the fight if he wasn't just going to lay it all on the line and go for it. It's really difficult when you establish a style for yourself as a boxer to just throw it all out the window and not have the adaptability to go, F it, I'm just going to go for it at this point, swing everything I've got and hope for the best. You look at the Golden Age fighters, you look at Hearn, Leonard, Hagler, all the fights between them, Duran. At one point in every fight, someone just goes, Hail Mary, I've got to go for it. And I think that's what differentiates true greats from the guys now that, like Mikey Garcia, like Guillermo Rigondeaux against Lomachenko, that won't necessarily go down with quite the same legacy that they could have. It was a bold move moving up 2 weights, but it's not a bold move if you're not willing to lay it all on the line and do it. And do everything you can to win the fight. Even if you get knocked out, go out on your shield. He probably would have gained more respect and less doubters if he had. That being said, I think he's got a lot still to offer at lightweight. I think that fight will have taken too much out of him for him to be effective at light welter now, at super lightweight, depending on how you call it. I think he needs to go back down to lightweight, look for a Lomachenko fight. For me, that's still a great fight, and everyone would be very, very interested in watching that now. I don't think Lomachenko would have made that decision to go up to welter and box. So, I mean, it is, from my point of view, Garcia shouldn't have bothered with the fight if he wasn't willing to lay it all on the line to win. Great chin, good heart, good determination, poor decision making, and he showed a lack of adaptability. He's still a great fighter. I still very much rate him as a fighter. He's incredibly talented. For me, Spence is now the man to watch at welter, not because of his ability, just because this is the biggest name that anyone in the welter division has got outside of the division. I think now I'd like to see Spence versus Crawford, Spence versus Thurman, or Spence versus Pacquiao. But, I mean, I think Spence destroys Pacquiao at this stage of his career. I think he wipes him out within 6 and Pacquiao gets badly hurt, and I wouldn't want to see that. I think Thurman's a good fight. Spence beats him. I think Crawford's the biggest fight. Crawford-Spence is the biggest fight in the welterweight division right now, and probably one of the biggest 3 or 4 fights in boxing right now. And finally, guys, the last fight I'd like to see, maybe a bit contentious, is I'd like to see Errol Spence versus Jose Benavidez. I think Benavidez proved that he's at that level, that he's that ability when he boxed Crawford. And I think Spence is probably slightly less cute than Crawford, but a more effective at breaking fighters down. I think Crawford relies on his ability finding him an opening eventually, which it always does, whereas Spence creates the openings slightly more aggressively when he wants to. So there you go, guys. That's it. I want to see Spence box any of them 4 names. Even Portal, though, I think Spence probably gets Porter out of there quite early as well. Although that would be a very good fight for a few rounds. Congratulations to Errol Spence, deserving champion. Unlucky to Mikey Garcia. Hopefully we see him again down at lightweight. And that's it for the video, guys. Remember to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your opinions on the fight. I'll reply, come back with whatever I think with regards to your comment. Head over to Instagram, give me a follow at Matt Goddard Fitness, Twitter at mgoddardfitness, and on Facebook at Matt Goddard Fitness. Thank you all, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers, guys.